Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft Resonant Rise. I'm your host Kieran Dave, creator of the Resonant Rise mod pack and one of the co-maintainers. And I gotta tell you folks, I have so much stuff to do. Oh my gosh, I've been doing a ton of... Ouch. I'm still not used to that being there. I've been doing a ton of Thaumcraft related stuff. I kind of knuckled down, and even though I'm not a big fan of the research system, I've almost finished out the basic Thaumcraft research and done a heck of a lot of the commie stuff. The way I've been doing that, by the way, is kind of cheap because I'm not making a lot of the Thaumcraft stuff. I just wanted to get it done really fast. So I've been kind of researching ender tanks over and over again. Everybody's ender tanks are different if they don't have a latch, and every color is different. So you can really get a lot of research out of them. I don't know if I feel dirty about doing that or not, but I mean, I'm not creating this stuff, so whatever. I only can feel so bad for the research mechanic. Everybody knows it's changing, so I just am getting a little bit impatient to use all those cool things that I want to use. Anyways, I did want to show you that I wrapped up this build. I added an LXP isolator, and I made it so that it always stocks a book in here and in there, and I'm not including any objects in here for now. I'm just having it create books, which is pretty cool. As you can see, we're starting to get a lot of things. What the isolator does is it takes books that, you'll notice that none of the books here, well, there's one here. Let's go ahead and, actually that's perfect, we can show you. I guess I didn't split this one. What this does is takes a little bit of LXP and a book with lots of aspects or lots of enchantments, and it turns them into individual enchantment books. This is exactly what we want, right? And then every 5 seconds, the system goes ahead and pulls these out and restocks everything exactly as you might expect. I also changed the system just a little bit here so that we always keep at least 10 buckets of LXP around, and if we don't have that much, well, then we wait until we do. That way I always have a little bit to work with. I may lower that number over time now that I have all the machines built. I don't need to keep as much of it around, but I may start making a bottle of enchantment thing. I know that some of the stuff I need is going to need experience on tap. So I may change the setup just to get that done. But anyways, this system is coming along really well. And actually, the next thing I wanted to work on was something to, well, really quick. I wanted to do something that would help with this build. Because the problem I got is that I need, oh God, I'm still not used to that being there. I need a lot of reeds. And you'll see that if I stand by the reeds, right? Can you believe I've been doing this by hand, by the way? Crazy, crazy me. If I stand by these guys, they grow insanely fast, because if you recall, I put the green grove 0 cost on my armor, which is just awesome. However, there are chickens out here. Why are there chickens out here? Huh. I'll have to capture them in just a minute. Anyways, as you can see, it grows super fast because I'm standing here and my armor is doing that. And I can get a ton of sugarcane this way very fast, but I don't want to do it this way. What I'd rather do is have a farm. Turns out this is pretty easy to do, but we do need to build it. So what I'm going to do is use a very, very simple thing from thermal expansion called the terrain smasher. These things are super simple to build. I will need a few of these Invar pickaxes. I think I'll need some more sticks too. Jeez. But I just need maybe 2 or 3 of these things. You know. Not sticks, of course, but Invar pickaxes. Just to continue. I think I have just enough for 2. So let's toss those back in, and let's go ahead and finish this up. The Terrain Smasher is a block breaker from Thermal Expansion 3, which just sits there and happily tries to smash the terrain. Let's go ahead and get the pistons. I've been reconverting, and I've actually done a ton of resource gathering between episodes in preparation, and you'll see why in a minute. 1 Terrain Smasher, 2 Terrain Smashers. That ought to be enough for now, I think. And let's just grab a little bit of cane. Yeah. Let me go ahead and let me stage up the next part of the build, because we're just going to make a sugarcane farm really fast. Okay, folks, so these devices, these block breakers, are actually really, really simple. I put some water down underneath these edge stone bricks, and all I have to do is, well, let's just go into this golden bag and pull out some of these impulse item ducts, which are cool things. And all we have to do is just sort of run these over out the back where there is a connection up into a chest. That's all we have to do. And then we just have to set the chest. By the way, isn't it cool that I have a pickaxe that works on dirt? That's amazing. Thank you, Redstone Arsenal. I love you. Anyways, Right, a little bit less of the proclaiming love for a mod. No, it's not what we want to do. Not what we want to do. That's what we want to do. The opposite. Like so, and then like so. Now, what we're doing here, simply, is we're setting up a system to break the reeds as they grow, and then harvest them into that chest. Now, it's pretty straightforward, and any point here will work. If I stand here for a second, you'll see that we should immediately get, well, yeah, we should immediately get action here, as the system just continuously breaks things. It'll just keep going. And we could basically have them constantly go, and they could be outputting to the back, and it's really not a complicated build at all. What we can do is simplify things just a little bit. As you can see, there's a bunch of junk in this chest. But what we'd really like to do is actually repair the terrain. This super bugs me, I confess. I mean, look at this. This is, it's just not okay. Not okay. In a minute, I'll make another terrain smasher. And this is actually going to grow really fast, but it's only growing really fast because I'm here. And that's because my armor is here, granting a powerful blood magic effect that just constantly does this stuff. So first what I'm going to do is, before I head in, I'm going to grab my Ender IO linker, and I'm going to bind that chest. I think I can... Remote IO begins linking process. Right. So I'm going to go inside now, and I'm going to drop a IO system that the ME can import from. And that's pretty simple to do. So simple that we just plonk it down, tap it with our IO linker, and then, it's not in range. I should have done that first. That's right. But there we go. All we have to do, of course, is just go ahead and send that out. This is a precision import bus. So anything that comes out of here will basically like instantaneously be pulled in. So of course, this is a trivial build. I'm going to go link it properly, and then I'll also see what we can do about fixing this issue with the lack of a fast growth, because we really do want a lot of sugarcane quickly. So much to the point that I may make some custom infrastructure just to store it. One sec, folks. All right, folks, as you can see, I have a simple little system here. It uses a dense mode item duct and a barrel and an ME storage bus. So basically, this is like a place where, since we're going to be making a lot of reeds and we don't necessarily want to overstay our welcome on it, this system will take all the sugarcane out of our system and or rather out of the generator and pour it into this barrel. If too much sugarcane ever accumulates, more than this barrel can hold, then we're just going to start trashing it by tossing it over this way. Now, the dense means that if you can't insert into the closer inventory, then go to the, rather, this makes it so that it's unlikely that it'll ever go here. Now, it's actually sort of unnecessary to use the dense in this particular case. However, it's just good practice to mark all of your like dead end outputs as dense, just in case stuff starts going there for whatever reason. It could be bouncing, for example, and try not to go back to the base when you might not want it to, or you might want it to. And who knows if we'll expand this to other farm products later. We might increase the size of this area, you know, and make it work better. But we do need to make it grow faster. So I've been picking up some ritual stones. So I think we're going to use the ritual of the green grove. But one of the things I don't want to be doing, I can't type there, is I don't want to be remembering all these things from scratch. So what I'm actually going to do here is use a pretty cool new mechanic that we haven't used before. These are called the ritual, like divining rods, I think they're called. They're pretty easy to make. You just need a new set of elemental inks, which I crafted earlier. And then you also will probably want to upgrade it so that it can place dusk stones. Should be something straightforward to do. I'll make the imbued slates really fast. And do that later, but we don't need to do it right now because the next ritual that we're doing doesn't require the dusk stones. So what we're going to do is, if we just if we look at it right now, it says, well, we have this ritual of the full spring. That's not what we want. So if we go ahead and right click, ritual of the green grove. Right, fantastic. So all we need to do now is basically have ritual stones in our inventory, and when we right click, this will all just work. So let me just go ahead and break these really fast so that they won't bother us. And I need to get underneath here. There's going to be a little bit of water. We'll just go ahead and break that for now. We'll fix that in a sec. We do need water in order for the thing to be planted. So let's go ahead and clear this area. I actually haven't played with this yet. I just know that it exists. Wei was talking to me about it. So maybe what I should do is see if it works like... so let's see. If we go like this, I think we have to put the master ritual stone down by hand. Like so. And then if we right-click this, yes. As you can see, it just grows what we need. Now, it won't break existing blocks, so we do have to tell it that. But ta-da! So that's a pretty fast and natural way to go ahead and construct our rituals, and I believe that's the whole ritual. So let's go ahead and tap this here, right? And then da-da-da, we now have a fully functional ritual, which is doing nothing. What this ritual does is simulate my armor's effect. So that's pretty cool, and you can put dirt over the top of it. That's fine. It obviously, things can't grow over nothingness. Let's go ahead and grab this, and it is my infinite bucket. And then we can just go ahead and replace these things like that. No problem whatsoever. Pretty cool system if you ask me, because now if I put these down, well, as you can see, they are definitely getting some blood particles. And so now that works just like my armor would. Now, we may make a cutoff switch or something like that. Like, eventually, we don't want to be wasting blood on these things if we could possibly avoid it. But that will, like, I could run a redstone signal, and I don't know. I could probably do something cool. But maybe we should do that. Maybe we should make it so that if we have, like, over 1,000 reads, then... yeah, that would actually be pretty slick, I think. We'll have to see. Well, let's not maybe that's a bonus thing. Let's not get sidetracked. The next thing I need to do today is I need to start breeding animals, lots of animals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the things I need for that off camera. And then I don't know how did my HUD get moved over there? That's nuts. That's exactly where I don't want it. Well, I'm gonna fix my HUD and oh, Sace, you're such a cutie. I'm going to fix my HUD, and I'm going to get what we need to start breeding these animals and slaughtering them and taking all of their awesome things. We're going to be cutting up. We're going to be basically killing sheep nonstop, courtesy of Sace. Thank you, Sace, for teaching me how to kill sheep. You are the best sheep murderer. I'll be right back. Folks, for the next step, we have something a little bit different that we have to do. We actually have to make another arcane compendium. So I'm going to be using Ars to automate our creation of farm resources. Now, it's going to be a very simple system right now. I do want to make it expand a little bit, but I have some other ideas about how to expand it. So I'm just going to sit here and blather on while this honestly rather impressive, yeah, let's face it, it's impressive, definitely. Go, 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 go. Anyways, the reason that we need this is because it's part of a specific recipe. And this is, I feel like this is taking a long time. Like, could we hurry this up? How about if I remove this dirt block? That help? How about I put it there? That help? Hello? Hello? Pew! Okay, there we go. Disco time. There we go. We'll just leave this here for future arcane compendium construction. But I pretty much have most of that unlocked now, even after the reset. We want it, and we also want what I've been cooking up in here, a life essence. Because we want two very specific sigils. So let's just go ahead and toss this in, and toss this in. So we want the sigil of progeny and the sigil of butchery. Sigil of progeny is easy to make, as is the sigil of butchery. Now that I have an evil sword. So I need to make a wooden leg and an arcane compendium, and that makes an evil looking book. Now, the evil looking book is actually part of a secret aspect of ours that I will not spoil for you on camera. However, may I submit that there are things going on there. Oh, I need a pork chop. One sec, folks. And the sigil of butchery. Just grabbed a pork chop from Sace, who loves it when I steal meat from him. He really does. Right, so this is actually a really simple build. We're going to quickly, while all the sheep are not looking, we're going to grab some item ducks and our sigil stand here, and we're going to quickly break the ground here and toss an item duck there. Now we're just going to put an iron chest, I think, on top of that, which is what the all the outputs of the farm will go into. Now this farm is pretty small, but I think that the system works fast enough that it sort of doesn't matter. So then what we're going to do is put down our sigil stand. Right? I guess we can just put it right here under this other patch of grass. And then we just toss these sigils on. These sigils are pretty cool. So that's the progeny. That will cause nearby things to periodically breed. And then the butchery will say that whenever you have 2 or more, or right, it's more than 2 of something, then it will get automatically slaughtered. So ideally this system will just make sure that we never have anything more than... wow, this thing is really disturbing. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was just staring into its dark evilness. Anyways, this will slowly start working. It takes a little bit of time for it to start. In the meantime, though, what we'd like to do is get a nice magic broom, which will take the outputs of this and push them out into a fancy, slick... There we go. So now you can see that the broom will start walking around, sweeping things, and just generally being awesome. The broom is awesome. Don't ask questions about the broom. Now, I could do something fancy with all of this stuff. I hope that that's going to work, by the way. I really hope it works, because I need it. Guys, I need this, okay? Could you get to breeding? Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out in a little bit. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that and that, because Sace, you're wrong. It turns out that my... sorry. It really bugs me to see one little piece of dirt down there. Yeah. It turns out that my ME system's main drops are right below there. Kind of dangerous to have them so close to the surface, I guess. If there was like a bad creeper, it wouldn't be great. But yeah, so anyways, we're going to let them start doing their breeding process. Hopefully it will work right. And we're going to get on to the next thing, which is actually starting just a cart assembly. So I want to, as we said, this is the farming episode. And I want to get to the point where I can do a lot more reliable farming, especially nether wart and other things, because I'm going to need a lot of essentia to move forward with all my plans. So given that, what I want to do is reach into my bag of tricks here and pull out a pretty exciting thing. This is going to be our modular cart for farming. It's going to have a fertilizer, it's going to have this sweet thermal engine, which runs off, so it's going to run off lava. But what it's also going to have, I think, that is super cool, is we're going to make a, check this out, I've already taught it, Galgadorian farmer. I think I have the resources for this. It's not that expensive, but it's an infinite farmer. So let's just go. Let's hope that everything there is, yeah, and cooking. Look, I'm making Galgadorian things and I'm not freaking out. I'm really not freaking out. It's really okay. Although I am a little confused why it's taking so long on that last piece of metal. Because shouldn't you be done with that? One sec. There we go, folks. Da-da-da-da. Galgadorian. And we should make some tanks while we're at it. We're definitely going to need at least one advanced tank. We need to have 2 tanks for the system to work. So let's go ahead and make some side tanks. I think that would be good as well. And it should go pretty fast for us. Because we want to have plenty of tanks going on here, right? Need some side tanks. And then maybe, I don't know, some... that should be plenty. We don't really need the internal tanks. So check this out. Galgador. Yes. And we want to have tanks and the fertilizer. The advanced tanks will fit in there. And that's a super big tank. That'll be where our lava goes. And then those are the side tanks, right? And those will probably hold the water. I may actually add 1 or 2 internal tanks just to make sure things are good. But yeah, so this is actually going to be a farmer, like a farmer cart that runs off lava. And we're going to tap our existing lava system to go ahead and do it. And as you can see, it's going to take, this is not me reading it wrong, this is actually 1 hour and 28 minutes. The Galgadorian stuff takes quite a lot of time. But we're going to go ahead and hit assemble on that. If you recall, I set it up so that this runs off of my lava. Yeah, so it's pretty slick. It will basically run off the same power system as the rest of the base now and just assemble. And I'll probably hit the button on that, right? I think that's fine. If not, I can always modify it to add some other stuff, so I'm not so concerned. I want to get at least this part of it done. The other modifications don't take nearly so long. So I would like you to assemble, please. There we go. That's going to take quite a while. Well, we won't be seeing that this episode for sure. But yeah, why don't we... This thing is just, it's working like a champ. This blood ritual is outrageously strong for reeds. So I think we probably want to consider inhibiting it. Why don't I cook up another IO block really quick? And then we'll use a new upgrade we haven't used before. And actually, we're going to make something that we should have made a long time ago, which is... no, we'll hold off on that for one more episode. Teaser. But we are going to do this one part. Hold on just a sec, folks, while I get that set up. So folks, unfortunately I had a bit of a technical error, and so I did this and then lost the footage, but let me just walk you through really fast what I did so that you can see it. So what I did was I IO linked using remote IO, as you see me do a few times so in the last few episodes. I IO linked to a block in here, and this is a ME level emitter. This ME level emitter will start emitting when we have more than 1600 redstone. A redstone signal applied to a master ritual stone inhibits the ritual, so it stops it. So once we have a certain amount of inventory, then we stop. This IO upgrade uses a range and a redstone upgrade, which is just one of the blank upgrades surrounded by redstone. So we're using it just in this case to inhibit the ritual. And in the brief time that I've been running since I discovered I've lost my footage, we've already got like 17 stacks of this stuff. So we're gaining it out of control. And with that, we can of course use this amazing book recipe. By the way, you can see how it's endless supply of books. But the book recipe that we have here is the Tinker's Construct book recipe, which is 3 paper, some string, and it's these blank patterns, which you saw me use at the very beginning of the series. What's so great about that is that we have the paper supply in infinite. We have just an amazing sum of wood coming in our system, and we also get all the string we can handle. As you can see here, I have almost 4,000 string just because of the blood drive up there, constantly killing spiders and sucking up their remains. So it makes for a kind of a perfect setup for us in that. We have exactly what we need to make infinite books. And that means that we have... Did a bat spawn in my house? That's crazy. I didn't even realize that was possible. Well, anyways, yeah, so we have basically infinite books. And as you can see, we are rapidly starting to fill this up with all sorts of amazing books, including Soulbound, Sharpness, Silk Touch, all these great things. So sorry about that, folks. I didn't realize that we had lost the footage until a little bit later. So sorry things aren't quite displaying in order. And with that, folks, I think it's probably time to call it an episode, trying out this new format of the short episodes. I thought I would just quickly show you that, yes, if you wire it up, you do start to see things coming out of this. I'm not sure that this broom is a great call, even though I want it to be so badly because it's so cool, but I think this pen is just too small to correctly handle it. But as you can see, we are in fact getting a whole bunch of really cool stuff going on here. So we've got all sorts of cows and stuff coming. So I'm just gonna see if I can fix this guy one more time. I'm probably gonna just go grab a vacuum hopper. I think I even have one lying around. Yeah, I have a few lying around that I can use to just kind of more reliably scoop up the majority of the junk that we're getting here, because the broom has just not turned the trick. Sorry that I lost some footage earlier. It was, you know, obviously not my intention to do so. But, woohoo, can get you? Yeah, there we go. I'm hoping that I won't have any of that in the future, because I actually had a really good time with this episode. I know it went by a little fast, but I sort of enjoy these sort of breakneck pace things. It's just, I just really enjoy getting a lot of stuff done as quickly as possible. If you like what you've seen, then please feel free to like or subscribe, or give me a comment and tell me about your experiences of the pack, what you'd like to see, in my series. I love to hear from my audience, so please, that's like the best thing, is leaving a comment. But if you don't leave a comment, subscribe certainly helps. we'll have more news on the Yogscast public pack, the Resonant Rise for specifically for Day of Chaos. I shouldn't say for the entire Yogscast, because that's not strictly true. Although I do hear a bunch more of them than just Day of Chaos are trying it. I'll have more news on that as we get it done. It takes a little bit longer than usual, just because, you know, permissions. We have to make sure that we're respecting all the modders. And with that, folks, I had a great time. I hope that next time you will join me when we will start to get some serious about Thaumcraft, because I have done a ton of research and been grumpy about the research, and now that I've done most of it, I want to actually enjoy the research that I've got. And still going. Folks, hope to see you next time.